Now, if you aren't feeling quite Christmassy enough, we have just the thing for you this morning. It is 150,000 festive lights, a choir and, of course, some donkeys.
It's all the work of Richard Isles. He's decorated his house to raise funds for a very special charity. John Maguire is there with us this morning, and we can only see a few of them twinkling behind you, John, giving you your own halo, but it's quite a sight, isn't it?
Just you wait, Roger. This time of year is a bit triggering, I think. You know, when you put up the tree, when you get the Christmas fairy lights out, and it seems to take ages to get them right. Have a look at this. Richard Isles has put up, actually, hate to correct you, 200,000 lights on his house. It's called the Stone House. It should be called the Lighthouse, I think. Look at it. Absolutely extraordinary at Winterbourne Down, just outside Bristol. A phenomenal effort. Not only did they have to put it up, it had to survive Storm Darragh as well. We'll find out a little bit more about it in a couple of minutes when we chat to Richard, who's probably checking some of the bulbs at the back as we speak at the moment. It's raising money for a very special charity, the taxi charity for military veterans. In fact, at an event earlier this summer, I met Donald, who we were talking about just a few moments ago, 110 years old. Fantastic. What a guy, in great fettle. Another Normandy veteran had his 100th birthday a couple of days ago. His name is Mervyn Kirsch. We were very honoured to be invited. This is what the day was all about. I must warn you, there was some flashing photography at the party. When you've been around for a century, maybe nothing surprises you. But there's always the chance that something will.
I am very flattered that you have all come to take possibly a last look at me while you can.
You're 100.
Don't remind me. Takes me longer to put my age when they ask what your age is. Instead of 99, I've got to do three figures.
Got a good turnout today.
Well, that I was amazed at. I knew there were going to be some people at a party here. I didn't know where, so they brought me here. Until I came through the doors, I didn't know who was invited.
Mervyn Kirsch is a Normandy veteran and an ambassador for the British Memorial above Gold Beach, where he landed after D-Day in 1944. We met him there in the summer as he saw the Standing with Giants installation for the first time.
They represent giants. It's a different generation. I don't think people think the same as we did then. Perhaps out of desperation in those days. It was important. We recovered from the attacks of the Germans, and now we were taking the war to them. Mm. And I think that, well, for me anyway, it was very important. Mm. And they represent that.
You found him, well done.
He also filmed with BBC News Round.
So, William, what does it feel like to see your relative's name up there?
It makes me so proud of him because he tried to help us win the war. So all the people who died in the war deserve to be on these.
So we can remember them?
Yeah.
I was one of the very fortunate ones who were able to go home. And every time I come here, I feel the same thing. I have the choice of going home. They haven't.
Emma Louise from Newsround read a special message from the King and Queen.
We are so pleased to know that you are celebrating your 100th birthday. This brings our warmest congratulations and heartfelt good wishes on such a special occasion, signed by the King and Queen.
Instead of gifts, Mervyn has asked for donations to the taxi charity for military veterans, the cabbies who take veterans to events at home and overseas. Often, the drivers and their passengers become close friends.
We go away with you and become part of a family, and they've become part of our family. So I don't call it a charity, I call it a family.
Part of that family is Dorothea Barron. Ahead of D-Day, she taught the invading forces semaphore and Morse code, but today has advice for Mervyn on turning 100 years old.
I call myself a centurion now, and I feel like one. I'm still very, very determined.
What advice would you give to a young man?
I tell him to live it to the hilt now. Go for it. make the most of what time we've got left.
The bond between the Normandy veterans has always been a precious one, made increasingly so as their numbers diminish.
I met Mervyn some years ago in Normandy. Ever since then, any invitation by the London black cabs, anybody at all, I turn up because it's free. Mervyn turns up, hopefully for the same reason, and I love it.
Inevitably, such a significant milestone birthday will be cause for reflection, but today was all about the present and all about celebrating a remarkable life so very well lived. Happy birthday to Mervyn and, of course, to Donald, whose birthday it is today. We spoke about him earlier. I should commend that Newsround film to you as well. Still on iPlayer, D-Day, a Newsround special. Very, very good watch, that is, believe me. Back at Winterbourne, down, look at this. Absolutely extraordinary what Richard has done with the place. Reindeers across the top. Snowflakes, I guess they are, at the top. The house absolutely festooned for the festive period. As we say, 200,000 lights in position. Richard Isles, morning, Richard.
Good morning.
I've got three questions for you, really. How, what, why?
So we do it every year. We add something extra each year, but this year we've gone all out to be the biggest in Bristol, which hopefully we have. We like to donate money to charities. This year we've chose the taxi charity for military veterans. With it being the 80th anniversary of D-Day, we think it's the perfect opportunity to raise some money, so yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, it is a phenomenal sight. It actually makes you feel a bit strange when you're this close to it, doesn't it? And of course, we've talked a lot on the programme about the 80th anniversary of D-Day, so therefore an easy choice to make. Do you think? Did you think long and hard about it? Tell us.
Easy choice for us, yes. Yeah, we go to France every year for the D-Day anniversary, and yeah, like I said, with it being the 80th anniversary, we thought perfect, chance to do it. So yeah.
And go on then, tell us how long it takes, firstly.
So it takes about a week, a hard
Is that
week's
all?
work. Yeah, some mornings out till 2 in the morning, but it's worth it, you know. It puts a smile on people's faces, and that's what we like to do, so yeah.
And you obviously collected money for the charity. You had a charity box out that got stolen.
We did last Sunday, yes. Yeah, somebody had taken the box, so which is heartbreaking for us as a family because we put so much into the display. So, but since then we've raised lots of money, and so
you've had a good response.
We have.
that.
We have. It's been brilliant. So we'd like to thank everyone for their support. So.
Well, that's good to hear, isn't it? And you know, as I say, I find fairy lights a bit triggering, actually, because I've spent so many years going through and fixing each individual one. I know technology's a bit better now, but has it been fairly straightforward once it's up?
It's quite a big operation, especially with like the wind and the weather. It's like a full-time job, basically. Yeah, basically to keep it up, up and running. But yeah, obviously, we do it, like I said, to make people happy, and so.
And it'll stay up till when?
It stays up until the 6th of January.
Okay, normal time, and then come down, and so people can come and see it up until then.
Yes, they can. Yes.
At Winterbourne Down.
Yes.
All right, fantastic, Richard.
Thank
you so much indeed. Thanks very much for welcoming us this morning, as I say, to the Lighthouse. A phenomenal sight, I think you'll agree, Sally and Roger. 200,000 fairy lights. It's probably a little bit late in the piece to say the brightest house probably in the UK, unless you know better. But why not? Let's open up the phone lines and the emails. If anybody's got more lights than this, I'm sure we'd like to see them, right?
John, I think you might have just started something there, but that is absolutely stunning.
Amazing,
it's
isn't it?
so beautiful.
You're absolutely right to call it the Lighthouse, though, because it's called the Stone House, isn't it? He needs to change that just for the Christmas period.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
John, thank you so much. That is beautiful, isn't it? And raising money for such a brilliant cause.
And someone nicked the collection box.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Not so nice.
No.
Yeah. But at least they've made up the difference now, haven't they? So congratulations to everybody who's worked so hard on that. Have you seen anything better? Do let us know.
We've got just the thing to get you in the festive spirit, though. 200,000 festive lights, a choir, and, of course, some donkeys.
Of course. It's all the work of Richard Isles, who's decorated his house to raise funds for a very special charity. Look at it. John Maguire is in there somewhere. Morning, John.
Morning, Sally. Morning, Roger. Morning to everyone at home. A very, very Merry Christmas to you all. We're really getting into the Christmas spirit this morning. You are listening to the Frampton Cotterell Male Voice Choir. It's their 100th year, actually, their centenary year next year. They've got a big concert coming up in April. We are at Richard Ars's house in Winterbourne Down, just near Bristol. Have a look at it. As we've been saying all morning, if Christmas lights trigger you, if you struggle, if you go through them one by one before you find the one that's fused the whole lot, just imagine taking on 200,000 lights. Richard's doing it all for the Taxi Charity for Military Veterans, an amazing charity that